Yesterday, I mentioned that I wrote my first poor man's covered call, and many of you asked me what did that mean. Before explaining a poor man's covered call, it's important that you first understand what a regular covered call is. In this video, I'll walk you through the steps of writing a covered call and explain how it works. Let's go ahead and dive in. So what is a covered call? A covered call is a way to earn extra income from stocks that you already own by essentially renting them out for a specific period of time. Step 1, you need to own at least 100 shares. Covered call writing is an option strategy where one contract equals 100 shares. So you need to own at least 100 shares of a company or buy 100 shares to get started. Step number 2, write or sell an options contract. You're going to write an options contract stating the price at which you're willing to sell your shares. This is known as the strike price. And on that same contract, you're going to have an expiration date. The buyer of the contract has a certain number of days to decide whether to exercise the contract and buy your shares at your strike price. In return for holding the contract, the buyer will pay you a premium. Think of this as rent money. And you get to keep this premium no matter what happens to the stock. Now, there are going to be two possible outcomes of what happens to the stock. The first outcome is if the stock price stays below your strike price by the expiration date. When this happens, the contract expires worthless. You get to keep both your 100 shares of stock and the premium. The second outcome is a little bit different. If the stock price reaches or exceeds your strike price, you then must sell your shares at the agreed strike price. But here's the key. You still get to keep the premium. Let's do an example so that you can actually see how this works out with real numbers. Let's say that you buy 100 shares of Cool Sneakers stock at $10 per share, totaling $1,000. Now, you expect the stock to stay around $10, so you decide that you're going to write a covered call. You agree to sell your 100 shares at $12 per share within the next 30 days. The buyer pays you a premium of 50 cents per share, or $50 for the contract. 50 cents times 100 shares is $50. Now, we've got two scenarios that can happen here. First scenario, if the stock stays below $12 by the expiration date, you get to keep your 100 shares of stock and you keep the $50 premium, making a $50 profit. The second scenario is if the stock rises above $12. You have to sell your 100 shares for $12 each. This is going to give you a total of $1,200. Now, since you bought the stock for $10 a share and you sold it for $12 a share, that's a $200 profit. Plus, you still get to keep the $50 premium, giving you a total of $250 in profit. Now, this is a simple overview of how covered calls work. There are more details to consider, like the pros and the cons, and when it's best to use this strategy. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful, and if you're not already following, go ahead and follow me for more videos like this.